today's topic is agent, oxidizing agent and reducing agents. We've been studying redox, oxidation and reduction together. Look carefully. I'm giving an example, practical example. Suppose you need coil, mosquito coil, and you go to shop, and there you go and buy a coil. Here you are doing one thing, which is to buy a coil, and the shopkeeper is doing another thing, selling the coil. So look, your job is the job, and the other person's job is to help you, to assist you. This is what you can do. And you can think oppositely. He can sell coil because you go there. So what is his job? He is going to sell the coil. But this is not possible unless you go there. So you are doing two things together. One is your job, which is you buy the coil, and you are also helping the person who is waiting to sell the coil. And same thing happened to the other person. The man himself is trying to sell his coil, that is his job, and is also helping you because unless he helps you, you cannot buy the coil. So here every person gets two roles. One is you do your own job, another is you helping other. Right? This helping job is called agent. And you just apply this sense here in this reaction. What happens to magnesium? Here magnesium and magnesium. What happens to magnesium? Magnesium is oxidized. And how this happens? Here you get magnesium is oxidized by losing electrons. Now, its job is to lose electron, but it gets two roles, two identity. What is that? Magnesium is losing electron and it's oxidized. When magnesium is oxidized, this is its job, and zinc is reduced. Zinc ion gaining those electrons. Can zinc ion gain electrons unless magnesium lose that? No, not possible. Zinc ions getting the electron only because magnesium is giving the electrons. So the role of magnesium are two. One is oxidized, and what is the other? It's helping zinc. And what is that job of zinc? Zinc is reduced. Zinc is gaining electrons, and zinc is reduced because magnesium is oxidized. So magnesium basically doing one thing. What is that? Losing electron. But it gets two identity, two roles is playing together with the same job. This is one, is oxidized. Two, it's helping zinc ion to be reduced. And this we call reducing agent. And same thing you get for zinc ion. What does it do? Just gains electrons. Its function is just gaining electrons. But for gaining electrons, it gets two identity or two roles here. One is it's reduced. And when zinc ion is reduced by gaining electrons, so this is also helping magnesium, because magnesium gets the chance to lose electrons only because zinc gaining those electrons. If zinc ion are not there, not with magnesium, then magnesium alone cannot lose electrons. Zinc ion is doing two roles together. One is reduced, another is its oxidizing agent because helping the oxidation. So these are the agents we call. Do you understand? And these agents we explain in terms of electrons. In the overall equation, we don't write the electrons because electrons are crossed out. Now look at this, how I show them again. Magnesium is oxidized and magnesium is a reducing agent. It's two roles, two identity, but the function is, action is the same. This is by losing electrons. And get for zinc, what happens to zinc? And you will also need to explain why you said zinc ion is reduced or zinc ion is an oxidizing agent, because you need to write that gaining electrons. You need also be able to write when zinc ion is not given directly as zinc ion. This may be, look carefully, zinc sulfate, and here in that case magnesium would be magnesium sulfate, and zinc and zinc. Okay, when you know ionic compound, this is an ionic compound. Zinc sulfate means zinc ion and sulfate ion, and magnesium sulfate means magnesium ion and sulfate ion. You get them again with the same charges, zinc 2 plus and magnesium 2 plus. And what happens to sulfate? Nothing happens to sulfate, because sulfate here 2 minus and sulfate here 2 minus. The sulfate doesn't get any change in its charge, so sulfate is not oxidized, not reduced. This we call a spectator ion. Only you will explain this. I'm giving you here the zinc with copper 2, and you get here zinc 2 plus and copper. Your job is just show zinc to zinc and copper to copper, and you will explain what is zinc doing, losing or gaining electrons, and then you will give two identity for this action. Suppose it's oxidized or it's reduced, and it's an oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Now you will get oxygen, a substance losing oxygen, another substance gaining oxygen, and that is easier, and that you'll learn first. I show you here CO, this is carbon monoxide, and reacts with iron oxide. The result you get carbon dioxide, and here just iron. In this substance you see the oxygen on both sides. This is, remember, this we explain in terms of oxygen. Okay, in your question you will get explained in terms of oxygen or electrons. Look here, CO, and here you get CO2. What does it do? This clearly gains oxygen. So here I am writing as it gains oxygen, it is oxidized, and it is, what is there? Reducing agent. So this is about carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, the action is it is gaining oxygen, and its two roles, it gets is oxidized, oxygen added, so oxidized, and it is reducing agent. And you must compare with electrons. When some substance gains oxygen, we say it's oxidized, but when some substance gains electrons, we don't say that is oxidized, we say that it is reduced. And get for iron oxide, as it means iron oxide loses oxygen, as it loses oxygen, so we term it is reduced, right? It is reduced, and it is an oxidizing, and it is an oxidizing agent. Okay, I hope you got this, and I need to give you examples, and look carefully again, and you need to write answer of another equation yourself. So I'm giving you another example, you do it yourself, and get here magnesium, and here you get copper oxide, and here this is magnesium oxide, and this, the other will be copper. And you now explain which substance is oxidized and which is reduced, which is oxidizing agent and which is reducing agent. But this time you explain in terms of oxygen. Come on.